Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we had a lot of news that dropped last night. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about besides just Dokkan Fest TURLES, right? His kit, you know, his strengths, his weaknesses, stuff like that. We also had some other big things announced. I guess I am going to use them on the thumbnail, so why don't we just go ahead and grab him right now. So, Dr. WHEELO is actually being introduced into Dokkan for the first time, 8.5 years in. Now, WHEELO is the main villain of the second Dragon Ball Z movie. The first Dragon Ball Z movie doesn't have very much representation in it. They could easily give us like a strong Kid Gohan from that movie. I think Garlic Jr.'s henchmen could get cards, and Garlic Jr. himself does not have a card from the first movie. They never used Garlic Jr.'s Dead Zone for an animation, so he easily, I think, will get a Dokkan Fest at some point, right? And of course, the Goku and Piccolo from the movie, they're already a summonable LR, so we could very easily set up a situation where they could give us a Garlic Jr. Dokkan Fest, maybe like, how about this time slot of 2024, right? So like May 31st, 2024, we get Dokkan Fest Garlic Jr. And then they EZA the Int LR Goku and Piccolo from the Garlic Jr. movie, right? Like I think that would be perfect for the celebration. Now, I'm actually not the biggest fan of Dr. WHEELO being used as a Prime Battle LR here. Because Prime Battle LRs typically are not very viable at all, right? And this movie, there's a lot that they could do with this movie. Right now, there are only 3 things from the entire movie in Dokkan. Piccolo, during the film, is sort of like kidnapped and brainwashed. And he has a different named character. I'm a silly Billy. Let me actually pull this up real fast. So we can sort of, yeah, here we go. Okay. So I had made this tweet because I'm now thinking, by the way, that the Part 2 LR that we'll get maybe like June 20th or maybe a little earlier would be this. I think LR Goku, Krillin, and Roshi firing Kamehameha at WHEELO. I think this would go over very well. I think people would be really excited for this. This would be a nice unit. I think people would accept this much better than, you know, a base Goku or a Kaioken Goku from the TURLES movie, right? So we could have that, which is good. But this is the Piccolo I was talking about. I mean, they could drop this Piccolo, right, if there was a Dr. WHEELO movie celebration as like some sort of banner unit or something. This would be a villain character, and he has a new name. This would be like a Namekian buff. This would be good. I mean, maybe putting this off a little bit would work a little bit better than dropping every single Piccolo at the exact same moment. Probably not the best idea, right? But it is something that they could do. They also have Dr. Cochin, who's kind of like Dr. WHEELO's partner. He is in Dokkan. Him, brainwash Piccolo, and then they have kind of like these like fake Cybermen. Very clearly, when they made the Dragon Ball Z movies back then, they were coming out like what, every 3 or 4 months or something like that, and they were taking heavy inspiration, heavy aspects from whatever was going on in the series at the time, right? That's why like a lot of the plot points are reused, right? Like the full Super Saiyan is kind of similar to like Super Saiyan as Toei's interpretation. Lord Slug is kind of just a redo of Demon King Piccolo, right? These little mini fighters, the Biomen or whatever, the Bio Warriors or whatever the hell they are, they're just like Cybermen basically, right? A lot of stuff like that. So I think that they could have done a full-on celebration for this, and Dr. WHEELO is a character that should be getting a Dokkan Fest. I mean, them doing an LR of Dr. WHEELO is concerning to me, because it's like, damn, so, wait, what is that last thing? It's just, okay, it's talking about the characters that you could use on here. Okay. I don't know. I mean, because this is an LR, they're going to be using a lot of animations for him. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how much I like this. I probably don't actually like this. It's great to get Dr. WHEELO in the game, but Dr. WHEELO should be a Dokkan Fest. He's a movie villain. I think all the movie, like the main Dragon Ball Z movie villains, they all should get Dokkan Fest events. I'm really waiting on Lord Slug. Really still waiting on Garlic Jr., right? Like a lot of these characters do deserve it and should get it. So we'll see, right? Dr. WHEELO, man, this was a shock last night. What the hell? Prime Battle LR Dr. WHEELO. Okay. I mean, this celebration's gonna have some stuff for us, though. Now, you know what the issue with Dr. WHEELO is, and we can get into my issues with TURLES. So, TURLES. TURLES is like, I think TURLES is the definition of kind of mid, unfortunately. I've been repeating this point a lot lately, but people kind of have dressed up what mid actually means. It's just, not good, not bad. It's the middle, right? It's mid. That's kind of what TURLES is. I don't think TURLES is like super good, but he's not bad either. In his perfect situations, he can cook, but there's an issue. If you look at his team, Space Traveling Warriors or Pure Saiyans, this seems really good. And like I've been dying, like, yeah, Space Traveling Warriors. You guys know I've been saying Space Traveling Warriors, Space Traveling Warriors. But in order for Space Traveling Warriors to be good, this guy would have needed to be the best unit on the team, unfortunately. Let's take a look at Space Traveling Warriors, right? So what we're looking for here, because I've seen a lot of, I almost want to pull this tweet up as well. I've seen a lot of people talking about, TURLES is pretty good. If he's fully built up and he has every link active, he takes, 600k damage from Sin Super. But the issue with this, right? I made a small thread sort of explaining this. Too often, people are only talking about what characters do in perfect conditions. This is the huge issue with people pushing LR Beast Gohan. This is a huge issue with people at the start talking about 23rd World Tournament Goku, right? I mean, there's many characters you can point this out, but you're not going to be in perfect situations 100% of the time. The other thing that you need to understand too, if we're coping for this character on day one, what happens when better units come out? What happens when stronger content comes out? They're gone. Eradicated instantaneously. But I continued on right here. So this is the main point I want to jump into right now. Space Traveling Warriors, big bad bosses. We obviously know the major cooler characters, right? So you have LR Final Form Cooler, who's still very good. I will not disrespect him. I think he's very good. And you do have EZATUR Cooler, who I have soured on quite a bit, but he is still very good. But here's the issue with this cooler. Do you guys know what his kit is? He supports 50%. Very good. But he's giving transformation boost support with one enemy, which is what you're fighting 95% of the time, 99% of the time, right? Guess what TURLES is not on? TURLES is not on transformation boost, right? So with TURLES not being on transformation boost, that it means like Cooler is like not supporting him, right? And like this guy, like, and LR Final Form Cooler on this team, they're just slot 3 floaters. So you're not really going to be able to build them up very good, aka you're going to get to the end of the fight and they're going to be obliterated is what's going to happen. If we go through big bad bosses characters who are good and or runnable, I mean, I guess, Bojack really will be quite better here, huh? I should give I've been kind of mentally discounting Bojack quite a bit, because of the fact that, like on the cooler teams and stuff like that, we're not running him with Space Traveling Warriors and stuff like that, right? Well, not because like Golden Frieza, Metal Cooler, right? Janemba, those big villains that you're running on Cooler's team are not Space Traveling Warriors, right? Again, remember, you know who would really help TURLES? Golden Frieza. And guess who's not on Space Traveling Warriors? Golden Frieza. Metal Cooler links very well with TURLES. He's also not on Space Traveling Warriors, so that hurts right here. But yeah, I guess Bojack would work pretty effectively because, we got big bad bosses and Thirst for Conquest with TURLES. The only thing is, you're not, like, dying for Rainbow Orbs here on this team because TURLES is not an LR. Right? Like, and it's like, if you're running TURLES's team, you're probably running double slot 2 TURLES. It's just not going to work very effectively, unfortunately, right? Like, I don't know. And if we're talking about Sin, you're not bringing Bojack anyway. This phrase is okay, but he's just, like, okay. Like, he could tank some normals if he's got, like, his big links up and stuff like that. Again, big bad bosses is actually rather dire. Lord Slug would really help. A dominant Lord Slug would help. And the other thing too is, TURLES' leader skills, Pure Saiyan and Space Traveling Warriors, are we running Kid Goku and Chilai? Incredible characters who would make the team better, but then TURLES' performance goes down as a result. There's just things that people don't really put thought into, right? Like, it's very clear. Hearts, I guess depending upon the fights, we probably could rock hearts. Um, so with the extreme class crossover, it's just extra support. We can live without this though. If the fight was short, you could run hearts, right? Just having this up, this is not bad. I probably like hearts better than most of the heroes units because of this, but the restrictions do hurt. You never really have much incentive to transform with hearts anyway, right? Like, hearts' transform state sucks balls. Okay, so damn, yeah, a final form Frieza from Namek would go really hard. A Dokkan Fest full power Bojack would go hard. Again, Lord Slug. But you guys can see, like, Big Bad Bosses is, like, practically dead on this team. You have the 2 coolers, and that's mostly it. Oh, man, if they Easy 8 him. So, the main Easy 8 people are hoping and expecting for, which really would help, is this character right here. This would be a very good Easy 8 for this team. This guy or STR Bojack would help significantly, so let's definitely hope for that. I think worst case scenario, they'd give us some bullshit like Android 13, would just be like... Android 13 would work well on the Android team, but he doesn't help Turles' team, right? And you could say, well, why would they do Android 13? Well, that's what they did in the Super 17 celebration, right? Is they Easy 8 MVP 17, who made no sense. Didn't help Super 17 at all, besides on the actual direct Android team. And right now, this Turles stuff is mirroring what they did with Super 17 a little bit. The problem is when you're going to drop a villain like this, again, these issues I'm highlighting don't exist as much if Turles is like God Goku level. If Turles is just, Piccolo Jr. level. We're not going to have these problems. But because we have to cope for Turles, we have to pretend he's going to be in his best situations every single time, all it's really doing is dragging the rest of the team down, which already isn't as spectacular as we'd like. The thing is that we need a run of villains. And Dr. WHEELO, could help, but he's not on Space Traveling Warriors, and he's not on Pure Saiyans. So he's not even on Turles' team, right? Like, what categories is Dr. WHEELO going to have? I don't know. Would he have corroded body and mind? Maybe. I don't know, because it's a brain in a robot. Like, I don't know. I've got no clue. Besides movie bosses, I mean, I could look, I guess, through, like, the category lists and see what pops out, but, like, he'd be a Resurrected Warrior character. Okay, so he'd have movie bosses, Resurrected Warrior. He wouldn't have giant form. He is a giant character, but think of Tech Janemba, who's also a giant character, or eventually we'll get Cell Max. Giant form is for characters that have the giant transformations specifically, not for actual, like, big characters, right? Let's see. So he is on movie bosses, yeah. I mean, they could just throw him on full power, I guess. He's not... I don't think he would be on Android either. I don't think, but I guess I can't say with certainty. He's definitely not on Transformation Boosts. Oh, he would be on Time Travelers, actually, yeah. He'll be on Time Travelers. This is the definition of how they do. Characters revived from the past. That's Dr. WHEELO. So he should be on Time Travelers. Okay, that's good. Now, he's a brain in a robot. He's not going to be on Artificial Life Form. I don't know. He might. I don't know if he'll be on Terrifying Conquerors. Maybe? I feel like that's a strong maybe on that one. Final trump card. They might consider the robot final trump card. He could be on Revenge. He could be. This usually doesn't have a ton of villains, right? Power Absorption? No, because he was just trying to swap into Goku's body. He might get corroded body and mind, which would help. That would be good. Powerful Comeback? Probably not. Yeah, it's definitely not looking the craziest for our boy Dr. WHEELO. Fortunately, movie characters don't end up on Sworn Enemy, so he wouldn't be there. They could just give him Accelerated Battle. That would be good. I don't think he'd be on Worldwide Chaos. He's not... Yeah. Dr. WHEELO's only going to have a couple of category teams. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so we'll see. Again, I'm lukewarm on this. I love that Dr. WHEELO's getting representation, but they could have done a full celebration around it. There's a lot of the movie is untouched, right? Like Goku has a lot of great animations. There's a lot of stuff they could do for this, like a celebration around this with WHEELO getting a Dokkan event. I do want to see all these characters get Dokkan events. There's many villains, and I would love for Dokkan to give us a run of villain characters. I feel like a lot of you guys just don't understand how bad it is when they fumble TURLES, when they fumble Super 17, right? Because it's like they give us like 23rd World Tournament Goku, AGL Carnival Goku, God Goku, Kale, like bam, bam, like hitter in a row for Superclass. And then it's like, TURLES. Oh, good. Our first fumble in 2 months. And it's the villain character who we desperately needed to be good. That sucks. It's a very bad feeling, right? Think of exactly what Bulma is. TURLES is the exact opposite, unfortunately. And then the last thing we have is a notice of a new Dragon Ball story right here. This is good. Another one so soon. I'm definitely... This is really good for players, right? Because it's like, you know, you could get this medal, you know, just it's always right there within arm's reach for you. I think that type of stuff is really, really good, right? So this is an SR TURLES who's going to get 2 Dokkan Awakenings. And I would assume, since they're giving him 2 Dokkan Awakenings, he'll probably also get an Easy A as well. So that'll be interesting. So this guy's getting his Dokkan Awakening, and there's going to be the new support memory. This is Gohan, like Icarus kind of calming Great Ape Gohan down. Gohan's heart. Okay, cool. Remember, support memories now are really interesting to me because, like, we'll get the difficult support memory event, which I think is a very good event. They could give us a stage for this down the line, and then we're using, like, the TURLESes and stuff like that. Could be fun. I like that. I like that the free-to-play characters have much more value now. Now, one final thing I want to talk about this. Can when I was laying in bed, I briefly saw this tweet. Let me actually pause the recording, and I want to find this, because I do just want to talk about this real quick. Okay, this is what I wanted to point out. I saw this. So I've seen people talk about this a lot. There's a stage in the TURLES event. It shows it right here. Okay. So this stage 6, you have 5 fights that you all get with auto, which is really good for link leveling. But the link level rate is going to be lower in this stage compared to the quest mode stages. So I don't know. Because previously this event was not always available. Remember, the thing about a Dragon Ball story means it's permanently up forever. So people could choose to grind this. This could be a good stage to recommend free-to-play players to link level potentially, because again, you're getting these it's these medals right here, the Fruit of the Tree of Might medals, and you could sell them for Baba points, a very valuable currency for free-to-play players for sure. So this could be a real thing. Now, I don't know if this is going to be better than the new link level stage 31-4, which is giving incredible gems and blue incredible gems, by the way, with runs. I don't know, but there's a good chance that this is going to be a very effective link level stage. And again, this could be very good for free-to-play players to also be grinding up Baba points at the same time. So I did think that this was definitely worthy to mention right here. So we'll see, right? I will, when this drops, I'll spend a lot of time link leveling on the stage and let y'all know. But it could be a nice, good stage. And again, as a free-to-play player, you know, you should be using some stamina per day to link level. I mean, I'm not telling people, like, if you're not link leveling every second of the day, like, nah. But, like, doing a couple of runs certainly would be good. There's characters, like this TURLES, who, you know, he's a big bad boss's character. Well, it's not that you want that link at level 10. You need that link at level 10, right? There are characters you really do have to link level, so... let me know what you guys think of all the news here. We got quite a bit of stuff coming, which is actually really nice, including Dr. WHEELO introduced in the Dokkan. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.